Wonderful, wonderful audience, we run, we win. I'm James. I want to tell you something I learned when I'm dealing with people talking about racism and certain things that, is really basically racism and things like that, prejudice and things like that. What I've discovered is that if you meditate on something, you could actually accidentally end up being exactly like the person that offended you. If you meditate on how years ago somebody took your people with perhaps certain color of skin and made them slaves, and you sit there and meditate on it, the Bible says, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. You can actually identify with that person and start treating that group of people, prejudging a whole group of people, and you're acting just like the person you hated. Just like a kid, if their parents are abusive to them emotionally and they meditate on that and it becomes a part of their life, they can start identifying with their parents and start being emotionally abusive as well, because that's how they were taught. But as far as prejudice and racism, what I've seen is that people who sit there and meditate on it, they will begin to prejudge. We'll say, what's prejudging? What's prejudice? Is when you look at every single person of a certain demographic, anybody, and associate them with whatever you've decided that's how all of them act. And I actually seen recently how people who will have accidentally done that to whole groups of people, regardless, and that's prejudging, because years ago a group of people may have done something to some people, and then that's changed. All the people who did that are dead now. They're in eternity now. Death means separation. But the people who are thinking back on it, they're carrying on so much about how they were wronged and how they were prejudged by the people, how the black people or whatever back then, or Japanese or Korean, they were being prejudged for what they looked like. They're meditating on that so much that now those people are prejudging the people who look like the people who prejudged the other people. So now whenever they see or someone's talking, it's like they're prejudging the person and they don't even realize that they meditated on wrong thinking, wrong doing the whole time, that now they're acting just like. They've become the type of people they hate. I said hate, ooh. They become the type of people that they were disdaining and not liking and not approving of. Now they are prejudging a whole group of people. So now whenever they see somebody with a certain skin color, they're going to actually start acting like those people need to apologize for how they treated, my ancestors and whatnot. But I'll tell you, if you do research, every single skin color has been sold into slavery in human history. Every single skin color has been abused physically or murdered or, taking advantage of because of their skin color. Every single one. So I want to let you know, make sure that you have to forgive as the Bible instructs, and you can't play around with that. Because if you play around, that's just like listening to music about sexual immorality. If you keep meditating on it and doing it and listening to it, it's going to start manifesting in your head. And if you start meditating on something, some person of a certain skin color or religion or something did to you, whenever you look and see someone of that religion, and that religion did something really, really bad to you and stuff like that, or they did so, or one person who was a bishop 50 million years ago, now I'm kidding, they were a bishop and they did something stupid, and you sit there and meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate down every time you see a bishop or every time you hear about this particular church, you are now saying, oh, they're all whatever. Why? You are now prejudging them because you meditated on it the whole time. So now you are doing wrong and you are thinking, so that's why you need to just let it go. You'll end up becoming whatever you do, because the Bible says, whatever you meditate on, because the Bible says, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So I want you to start thinking proper thoughts. Don't prejudge. Stop looking at someone from their skin color and thinking, because I'll tell you the truth. I've met people with black skin who actually weren't from Africa. I've met people with white skin who weren't from Europe. So it's not a joke. You have to really figure out that you have to know there's skin colors all over the place. There's religions all over the place. There's Christians all over the place. And you have to not prejudge and fall into that trap, because if you do, you will become what that is. And nobody's thinking about prejudging and racism. And the only person doing it now is you. And now you are now the oppressor. You're now prejudging a whole group of people. I love you. Live with me.